Hey ho, it's Sexy Dimeo with a brand new video. Welcome everybody to another segment of my Ask Dimeo series. This is the series where I take your questions and I answer them in a video. I mean, it's hashtag Ask Dimeo. You guys should be able to read the hashtag and know what the fuck it is. Anyway, I don't want to waste any time. Let's hop straight into the questions. And the first question comes from Yesh. And she asks, make an ASMR video. Yeah, I know I'm calling you right now, but still. Calling, the only person I call is my girlfriend. But in terms of making an ASMR video, fuck it, I'm gonna do it in one of my next videos. I have no clue how that's gonna go, but we'll see when I actually make that video. I take you up on the challenge. The next question comes from Delta, and he asks, can you do the splits or show us your hidden talent? My hidden talent? What the fuck? That sounds like really oddly sexual. Maybe I just have a dirty mind, but that sounds really fucking sexual. And that kind of makes sense because my hidden talent is that I can kind of turn my dick inside my body. It's really weird. I know everybody's just gonna question what the fuck I just said, but yeah. But anyway, let's ignore that side of the question. Let's go to the splits. Can I do the splits? I'm gonna try for you. Fuck it. Gotta point the camera down a little bit. I gotta take my shoes off for this. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to do the splits right now. I pulled my blinds down a little bit from my window because there were some people outside and they were looking at me. Imagine looking into someone's window and just seeing them try to do the splits on their bed. It looks pretty fucking stupid. But anyway, this is gonna be my attempt at the splits. I can't wait to just fuck my ballsack up. Oh, my hamstrings. Alright, so that was oddly painful. I mean, what did I expect? Guys shouldn't be able to do splits. If you're a guy and you can do a splits, I mean, what the fuck? Are you Caitlyn Jenner? Anyway, enough of that fucking around. Let's get into the next question. The next question comes from Leo, and he asks, can you do a reaction to your old videos? Now, Leo, in case you didn't know, I actually already did a reaction to my old videos. I have an old video. It's an old video now of me reacting to old videos. I know, fucking weird. I actually have an upload of me reacting to old videos, so if you want to check it out, it'll be in the description for you, buddy. Will I do another one, though? I don't know. It'll probably have to be sometime in the future, because I feel like it was way too recent that I actually made a video of me reacting to my old videos, so it'll have to be in the far future. But I'm sure one day I will react to this very video that I'm making right now. The next two questions come from Viper Films, and he asks, are you going to stream on a schedule? Now, I really don't know if this is him insulting me. First of all, I'm going to assume that you're not insulting me, because in case you didn't know, I actually do have a schedule. I post it on Twitter, I post it on Instagram, I don't post it on YouTube because I have no fucking clue how to do that. I don't have a community section on my channel yet. But if you are not insulting me and you're just assuming that I don't have a schedule for my streams, I do have a schedule, it's just I change it from week to week. So if you want to find out when I'm actually streaming, go to my Twitter, I make sure it's my pinned tweet every single week, or go and follow my Instagram, which is always in my description. But if you are insulting me, well then, fuck you, because I usually stick to my schedule. The second question is, can you do a backflip? This is different from the splits. I'm not going to attempt this, because quite honestly, I feel like if I do a backflip and I fuck it up, I'm going to mess up my bed. I'm going to completely destroy my bed, and I am not paying for another mattress. So can I do a backflip? No. Would I attempt it? No, I'm not going to attempt it because, as I said, I just really don't want to fuck up my bed. And I know that it would be great for entertainment purposes, but I don't have that much money. I'm not that rich. The next questions come from Rob Gucci, and of course, he had to go all out. He had to ask the most questions out of anybody, so he asked 3 questions this week. The first question he asked is, who introduced you to weed? Now, I was never actually really introduced to weed. It was just a thing that a shit ton of people around me were doing when I was in secondary school or high school, if you're American or live pretty much anywhere else in the world. A lot of people were smoking weed. It wasn't like I was introduced to it by one specific person. It's not like I had a friend who just came up to me and was like, hey, you want to smoke this joint with me? It was just sort of something that everybody was doing. Now, I knew myself that one day I was gonna want to try it. I was pretty open-minded with it. I didn't think it was bad for you. I knew that at some point I was probably going to smoke weed, but it took me about a year, maybe over a year, for me to actually finally try it. I wanted to really prepare for this because I had never dealt with any sort of mind-altering substance before that, and I wanted to make sure that if I got into this, I knew exactly what it was going to do to my body. I kind of had some sort of idea of what the experience was going to be like. I didn't want it to be like something really, really crazy. I didn't want it to be a hard drug, which of course, weed is not a hard drug, but I didn't want it to be something like alcohol or meth or fucking heroin. So I did a shit ton of research. I'd say for about a year before I actually tried smoking weed for the first time, I did a lot of research online, finding out exactly what it is, what it's going to do to me, the health consequences, and it pretty much has none. I'm not gonna say that weed has no health consequences whatsoever, because there are consequences with anything that you do. I'm not saying that weed is completely 100% safe. It does have some setbacks. However, I wasn't really too worried about the setbacks, so eventually, after over a year of just researching it and making sure I knew exactly what it was before I got into it, I just walked up to my friend and I was like, hey, I'd like to try it, because my friend was doing it at the time and he was doing it with friends, and I just simply asked him how it worked. You know, could he get some? Could I try it? Is he gonna roll for me? I was a fucking idiot back then. I didn't know how to roll. I didn't know how drug deals work. I had no clue. But he hooked me up. For the first time that I ever smoked weed, he didn't ask me for any money. He didn't ask me to chip in, because it is my first time. I feel that if it's somebody's first time, they probably shouldn't chip in. That doesn't go across the board, but generally speaking, if I'm really good friends with somebody and they want to smoke weed for the first time, I don't want to have to make them pay money for it. Just let them try it for free, and then if they enjoy it, they can keep going on with it. So my guy, he got the weed, he rolled it for me. We went over to like a public park or whatever. We smoked it, and I'm sure you guys know about my first experience smoking weed. It was fucking crazy. It was really great, and it was my first time smoking weed. And a lot of people say, you know, smoking weed, it's never going to be like your first time. But me, I smoke very fucking rarely. It is very rare that I will actually smoke weed. So every single time that I smoke weed, it's pretty much like my first time, because I don't give my body a chance to build up a tolerance for it. The next question he asks is, do you prefer contacts or glasses? Now, this really depends on what I'm doing that day. If, for example, I'm smoking weed, like we talked about in my last question, I prefer contacts, because when it comes to wearing glasses, I really hate wearing glasses when I'm high, because I find that they just irritate the shit out of me. They'll get dirty, and then I'll try and clean them, and cleaning them is really fucking difficult when you're high, and I just don't like to bother with glasses. So if I am smoking weed that day, I'll probably get contacts. Or if I'm going out and doing some sort of physical activity, say if I'm going to the gym or something like that, which I haven't been to the gym in a long time. I should really get my fat ass off this chair and hit the gym. But say if I was doing something that required a lot of physical activity, like I'm going out for a run, or I'm going to play some sort of sport, which I never play sports, but just anything that requires physical activity, then I'll probably prefer contacts, because glasses are a real pain, because they move off of your face, you have to adjust them, you have to clean them, they fucking suck. But if I am just sitting here playing Call of Duty, you know, making videos, making streams, I don't really mind wearing glasses, because 1, I'm sober, 2, doesn't require a lot of physical activity, and 3, if I need to clean them, it really isn't that big of a deal. I just take them off my face, I clean them really quickly, it's not the biggest hassle in the world. So I can't exactly say which one I prefer, it really just depends on the scenario, but generally speaking, maybe contacts. Contacts are just really cool, it's just you have to change them kind of often, and that's why I just stick to glasses the majority of the time. The next question he asks is, do you even lift, bruh? Is this a term that we're still using in 2018? But to answer your question, do I lift? No. If you saw my arms, I'm actually a fucking twig. It's weird, because I'm not like super skinny, I'm not anorexic by any fucking chance, I'm just average, but my arms are pretty small. But when it comes to like my chest and my stomach and my like thighs and shit like that, I'm just average. However, I probably should start lifting. Actually, in general, I should start working out, because I just sit here pretty much every single day. The only time I'm out of here is when I'm going out to town with like my girlfriend or something, or meeting up with her, or if I'm at work. So I should probably do something that requires a little bit more physical exercise, because it is pretty unhealthy, the lifestyle that I live. So I'm actually going to be signing up for a gym that is literally just around the corner from my apartment. So let's see how long I stick with it. I'm hoping that maybe I can get into a routine so that it doesn't feel like a hassle. Maybe I get to the point where I become addicted to exercise. That would be fucking awesome. We'll just have to see. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I will reach these goals, I will lose weight, because I end up just embarrassing myself, and I end up just disappointing myself, because it turns out that I don't actually do it. I'm just gonna do it on my own accord. I'm sure that at some point I will be physically healthy. I just, you know, I gotta work on it. That's definitely one flaw that I can point out of myself, is that I don't do a lot of physical exercise. I'm quite unhealthy in that regard. And the final question comes from Jacobot, and he asks, can you rap a 16-bar verse for us? And I don't have any lyrics right now, currently, at this point in time. However, I'll take your challenge and give it a week until our next hashtag Ask Dimeo episode, and I'm going to spit you a 16-bar verse. I will sit down, I'll write the best lyrics I can in my free time, and I'll hit you with these 16 bars in my next episode. So keep an eye out for that for next week. I'm hyping this up a lot. It's probably not even going to be that good. But anyway, that's all the questions. We had a good amount of questions for this week. Thank you to everybody who commented your questions, and if you want to be featured in next week's section, then definitely leave it in the comments below, and I'll be answering all of your guys' questions. But until then, I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll wrap this video up. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you smack the like button. If you want to stay up to date with my content, please search subscribe. I'll have my last video in in the corner. If you haven't checked that out already, definitely make sure to check it out. I'll have my Discord in the description if you want to come and talk to me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.